Dude, we're gonna get totally radical in this episode of the BEAIN SUE podcast, yo! That was a song by Bush, Machine Head, I'm sorry, you gotta say it, Machine Head. Yes, we're talking about these today, you know what I mean, you get what I'm saying, what I'm bringing down. I'm talking about the most extreme radness ever. Late 80s, early 90s radical culture. Whoa, dude. Okay, I'm on TV tropes right now, and this is what, and I just gotta read this to you. Oh, okay, I just gotta read this to you really fast. Yo, the kids love assertions of totally radical here. They think it's yeah, I had to read it like that because it was awesome. And plus, I have a problem reading myself, so sorry if I messed up, but that's okay, because poor Ridgely is cool, man. So, I'm having fun. So, basically, how did this all start? Well, back in the late 80s, the culture, the culture was starting to talk to more Generation X. And now, we had talked about Generation X before, but basically, the skateboarder culture was in full swing too. Punk was getting very popular, but not in the same vein, though. Punk from the 70s were starting to weasel out. And, of course, you still got bands like The Cure and stuff like that, but they were starting to weasel out, sorta. And don't get me wrong, I love The Cure. I do love The Cure. No question about it. But something was about to happen. And I think bands like the Pixies and stuff, when they came out, sure, the Pixies may not had commercial success or anything, but they were getting popular. But it was Sonic Youth what had the most buzz, you know what I mean? This band named Sonic Youth. And by the way, this podcast ain't just gonna be about the music, but it is about music, but it's more about the culture and large. So we're going to be talking about music, but we're also going to be talking about everything in this. So I think the most radical song I can think of, except for Bush, is this one. Hold on, just let me play it. I'm going to tell you what's going on in this video here. There are kids just wandering the streets and skateboarding. It pans to a house. This is Sonic Youth 100%, by the way. Usually I don't talk over music, but it's kind of my commentary right now. They're like skateboarding. It's just awesome. If you don't know Sonic Youth, for your life of you, just please check out Sonic Youth. This is, when, of course, you get, like, not like the mohawks, but what are they called? They're not mullets either, but they're like the spiky hair. I really like those. Just great things. Dyed hair. Tattoos were really popular around this time. And I think overall, in many ways, even though, yeah, it was kind of ridiculous, it holds up because it was that culture, I talked a little while ago about slacker movies. In many ways, this kind of breeds into that, Slacker movies were big for this time, and, things like Wayne's World and Bill and Ted and, and all this stuff, it was just awesome. Now, does anyone remember Pogs? Those things where you would, like, I don't even know how you would play them, but you would, like, crash them into each other. They were rad. I wanted to make my own version of Pogs for a while called Crashers out of milk caps, and I'm starting to do that, actually. So, maybe I'll make a video on that someday down in the future. But my goal is just to bring all this stuff back, man. It was awesome. It was indeed awesome. So I didn't go in much of a history, but really it wasn't much of a history. It was just clever marketing and also a little bit of, like, people just getting into that stuff at the time. Skateboard culture and all that stuff. And, of course, I have to bring this up. A little band from Seattle came out. And I know, the song is overplayed. I get that. The song is a little overplayed. But, man, I just gotta play it a little bit. Again, you get kids inside a school. It's done in a flashy manner at first. You get cheerleaders in there. But all of a sudden, it goes crazy, right? That satisfied this whole Generation X thing of just, we don't want to be sweatshirt anymore because the system sucks. We want to just hang out and party, man, and not do anything and not believe anything. Even though Kurt Cobain himself did believe things, he was a pro-feminist and all that stuff, but the culture was just, they didn't want to believe in anything, you know what I mean? And really, that's pretty much the formula what made all this. It really, really was. And I think overall it was great. It was just great. Well, that's pretty much it for the BEAIN SUE podcast. What do you think about this? My question is, what for your Gen Xers out there? Sadly, I am not one, but I try. What is the most Gen X thing you ever did? Okay, or 90s thing you ever did, if you're just a 90s kid. Okay, have a good day and bye. And stay radical, dudes and dudettes.